What's going
Where's
on?
Jalas again? Why is this guy letting you fly solo?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Captain Koinange's been flying this ship solo, huh?
Man,
Flying the ship.
Oh, I expected that to go.
Starship.
Okay.
Battlestar Galactica.
Where is he, man? Oh, he got another office somewhere. You never know with these things.
You just never know.
I'm telling you.
But it's all good, man.
It's all good.
Like Tupac said, life goes on.
It's happening. It's happening.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
It's all right. It's all
Do
good.
I understand? Were you both in SA together?
Not together.
No.
Not together.
But you were both in SA?
Yes.
At the same time?
At the same time.
But not together?
Not together.
Should do something different.
Yes.
It was the Mandela people.
Yes, I was.
And the Obama camp and
Oh,
everything.
hello.
I know.
Did you start in Kogelo or you went directly down?
No, we went directly down.
And were you at Wanderers Cricket Stadium?
No, we didn't make it.
Because?
We were in the Obama fellowship program, which was so intense.
Yes.
And so they had kept us, we were actually about 18 Kenyans, but 200 youth from Africa, 44 countries.
Wow.
And so we were under, serious, intense programs. We didn't even get to see Obama's speech till the next day when he came over.
But there were so many
So
leaders
we
who
got to
came
meet
out.
him.
Huh?
You got to-
So many. We saw Rasha Machel, we saw Ellen Johnson, we saw Dakote.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
tons.
Branson,
Mo Ibrahim.
Ibrahim.
Yeah.
It was incredible, huh?
It was.
So the next day he came to where you were, or he came to give a talk, right?
Yes, the
In-
next day he came on campus and he met with all of us and just basically gave us about 2 hours of just question and answer, just an interactive session.
How was it?
Brilliant. I
Wow.
mean, brilliant, charismatic, everything.
Everything you've heard.
Everything.
And more.
And more.
But here the guy is earning serious money, eh?
Oh man, he is.
Just to stand up and talk. And he's taken over from Clinton.
Yes.
That's what Clinton
Did
continued
for
to do.
about- yeah.
So, but I still don't see any other president who actually taken that mileage. I mean, Clinton was. When it comes to communication, the guy was a genius.
Yeah.
So I think Obama has actually taken those footsteps, and the guy is doing great.
And he's
Someone
not-
was telling me 180 maybe an hour.
1,000 US.
US.
18 million shillings.
Imagine.
An hour.
That's crazy. But that's how they raise their money.
And he's only 56.
Yes, that's how they raise their money.
Wow.
The Clinton Foundation, that's how he raises his money.
Yeah.
It's through speeches, through talking,
Yeah.
it's through, memorabilia.
So real quick before we get to the news, this Obama Fellowship Foundation
Yeah.
is part of the, so what do you do after you're done with it? I mean,
It's a whole year program and they basically train us on leadership qualities and stuff like that. So we actually have classes and I've been grouped with about 10. None of them is from Kenya. So from South Sudan, Somalia. And so we interact on WhatsApp and we have good projects together.
and
But
then how
we're the
often do you
first-
meet together?
This was the first time we were meeting. We don't know when we're going to meet again, but we're the first cohort.
Fantastic.
So yes, so for Obama, it's all about making sure that the leaders in Africa are also encouraged to continue leading and creating a new brand of leaders in the continent.
So what's the age range?
The average age at the conference was 31.
Nice.
And a lot of ministers, people who worked in president's offices, activists, all sorts of areas, but brilliant young people. Brilliant.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Gabriel, maybe you should apply for one.
You think I should? You think I should? Man, I'm past that, man. I'm past. I think
Look at Nerima's just
I think we've gone in. I think we've gone in too deep. I think the Neremas,
yeah. The next generation.
the next generation.
Yes.
This, I think, are the guys who are going to change the tide.
I
of
agree.
Africa.
I agree.
Amen.
If the internet doesn't destroy them.
Of course.
This is
of
true.
course. Now, by the way, that is the craze. That's the hype in down south.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Guys are not working. Tell a guy to apply, go to a cyber cafe, do a CV. They have no idea. But they can sit on their phone on a daily basis, WhatsApp and whatever,
IG,
social media
Facebook.
and everything. And every person wants to be a rapper. Every person wants to be a singer. Any black guy I show. Now, I'm sorry to say.
Are you stereotyping now?
No, I'm not stereotyping. I'm saying the people I know. I know there are so many bright.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I've met the same guys
Yes.
who are really doing well, but they'll tell you there are so many opportunities here. But guess what? Foreigners are the ones coming in to take these opportunities because they are running at these opportunities, and guess what? Our people start crying, xenophobia.
Xenophobia.
But the
This.
fact is, all these opportunities are there. They just need to come in and take them. They need to learn new trade. They need to learn new, to engage, society. That's what our guys are doing. Half of them, they just wants to be singers, rap, whole day on social media.
Yeah.
Crazy. But we have the same craze here.
Sure.
It's Africa wide. I think the opportunistic technologies with our internet, the WhatsApps, Facebooks.
Yeah.
Jeff, if we don't utilize them properly, we have ourselves to blame.
Yeah.
But so I think the likes of Nerema and her
generation. It's the Silicon Savannah. This could be it could be like M-Pesa. It could be a game changer.
I mean, look at the guy who was caught the other day. Brilliant kid, but what is he doing? He wants to steal from Safaricom.
He wants it the easy way, bro.
No, exactly.
Easy way.
So if they're not doing this, they're doing the other way. I mean, young guys in Israel, the startups that are coming out in Israel are just amazing. Really? And I think that's what we need to be using technology for.
Absolutely. Nice one, guys, and congrats, Nerima. Well done.
Thank you.
That's some great news. And did you get a selfie?
I didn't get a selfie. I didn't get a selfie. I was soaking the moment.
Okay.
But should have seen how many people were fighting
I
for
can
selfies.
imagine.
It was insane. I'm tiny.
But he did a few. He did a few.
Yeah, he did a few,
Yeah.
but I just wasn't in the front line.
There's a ragrat we have to talk about here.
Uh-oh.
Her name is Sandra Ochola.
Oh God.
She was all over with Obama. Oh, Sandra, if you're watching this, man, she was all over with Obama, man. I've seen the selfies. They are crazy. She was one-on-one with Obama, man.
You're lying.
Oh, yeah.
Who is this person?
Sandra Ochola, she's been an analyst.
Yes, she's been an
Yeah,
analyst.
you know Sandra.
Okay.
She's been, yeah.
She was all over that cocaine.
Man, but she's brilliant. She's a lawyer. Sandra, she's brilliant. She's
I
brilliant.
guess Obama,
She was
has
in
that
South
effect.
Africa with Nerima.
Oh, Obama has that effect, huh? man, it's great. Okay, guys, on to the serious stuff. I know. And the story that just refuses to go away or keeps rearing its ugly head. The Mao.
The Mao eviction.
Now it's threatening to split Jubilee down the middle. Or is this just a smokescreen, Gabriel? Or is it just an excuse?
If it's handled poorly, as is happening.
It's never been handled well, by the way.
You see, Jeff, what people are failing to understand, and I want our listeners out there to hear this very well. This is not the first time people are being removed from a water catchment area. The government must be very clear about the cut line. That's one thing we have to do. Doing things humanely, that depends on how human people want to be. Jeff, tell me any person who you've seen anywhere in this country who have lived in a land which they suppose was theirs, who just up and leave voluntarily. It has never been an easy thing.
No.
But where I want to remind our listeners is, remember we had the same issues back in the Aberdares and Mount Kenya. You remember?
Absolutely.
10,000 families were evicted. All right? It was not an easy picture, but they left. And I think they left because the leadership understood how to go about it. It was not politicized. The issue about the Mao is because it is politicized.
Yeah, and
it becomes a vote hunting ground.
But that's a good point. That's a good point, Gabriel.
Yeah.
And Narima, let me ask you. I mean, nobody really cares about the people being evicted.
No.
Nobody cares. It's about suddenly Raila was the one who was behind this, or this. It's become so divided now, unnecessarily.
Absolutely, and that's the sad thing about our country and its politics, because when we think about the average person, we're talking about up to 40,000 families.
Yeah.
This is no joke. And then we're not even talking about where are they going to be resettled, how are they going to transition, how are they going to be supported. Those are not the discussions that are happening. And even when we look at the Mao and how it's such a source and a resource for our country as well, it's important to be able to preserve it. But then when you see politicians going back and forth and pointing fingers at individuals, it's just a lot of noise. And at the end of the day, people don't have food to eat or a place to work and a place to live.
And they don't care about you, by the way.
They
These
don't.
politicians don't care.
They don't.
And Jeff, common sense must prevail. There was a time somebody in Roma, I think he told that the rain comes from I don't know where. You remember there's a politician who came saying that in December, the rain does not come from trees.
Yes.
This is the kind of convoluted mentality that we have.
Right.
You will have so many people believe that. But the truth of the matter is this, Jeff, if common sense is going to prevail, we must ask ourselves, if we do not conserve Mao, what happens? What are the domino effects? It will affect an entire ecosystem, including our wildebeest migration.
Absolutely.
This is something people don't know.
Yeah.
So
all the way to Serengeti.
Exactly.
All the way
if
down.
that has to be our starting point, then the politicians must sit down and see the economic factors of the Mau. It is not only people who are in there. I actually read a little bit history about the Mau. You know what? The people who are allowed to live out in the forest, yeah, this is something probably many Kenyans don't know, were allowed there because they were two things: hunters and gatherers. But guess what happens? The people who came into living became farmers.
Yeah.
So if you're a farmer, what do? You end up cutting trees and creating space.
Correct.
So it is the very same thing that we saw in the Aberdares and in Mount Kenya area. So these are the people who I think this is where the government went to slumber a little bit, because those people should not have been there in the first place.
And then on top of that, Senate Majority Leader Kipchumba Murkomen goes against the president, dares the president
You see,
in his own party.
no, that was that was a crazy thing. And remember that region, albeit the fact that he's talking about his people, and I can understand being there. The person who actually should be talking about this is Senator, this guy from Narok, Senator Olekina.
Ledama
Olekina.
Yes.
He's the guy who should be talking about it because actually it gears on his on his area. So I can understand where Murkomen is coming in, but he's not helping.
No.
He is not helping the situation, and somebody needs to tell him that.
Well, Jubilee almost kicked him out or threatened to.
And you can understand. And you can understand. This is the height where you sit down and sobriety reigns. Okay, Jubilee, you are the administration. How do we do it? How do we do this? Let us come, let's talk with the people. This is where the cut line is. Can we move out of the forest?
Yeah.
And you see, moving out, Jeff, is not packing your belongings and moving. Moving out is ensuring that you do not go back to that forest to cut down trees and to do all the kinds of craziness that are associated with the vices of being environmental unfriendly.
But let's face it, Narima, Murkomen speaks for WSR. That is the spokesman for the deputy president. So, Stevie Wonder could see this.
That's a good one.
Narima, this is, it's pure politics.
Right.
No, it is. And in a democracy, you can belong to a political party. You don't have to agree with everything that the party does. But how loudly Murkomen has been disagreeing with it, you can definitely see that there are visible cracks. To a point where even Tuju speaks out and goes against what Murkomen has just said.
Yeah.
So you can see it's divisive completely within the party. So it's not shocking that we know that Murkomen speaks loudly for the DP. We are sure about that.
Yeah.
But what we're seeing is that they are beginning to look weaker and weaker by the day. They are no longer concerned about what their party looks like, the image that it's bringing, the strength, the unity, and they are actually blaming Raila for the fractions that they are having.
Yeah.
And by him saying that he's coming through the back door and making agreements with government officials, it sounds like utter nonsense. And sometimes when I see him every day, he was also on TV yesterday.
Yes, he was.
And I'm just like, okay, so when do you spend time to work?
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing you.
As Senate Majority Leader.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So when you're using all your time and energy to spew this propaganda and all this noise, people will lose focus on what you're saying and just be looking at you and wondering, why is he acting so irate and scared, as if he's screaming fire and screaming wolf, to a point that people are not going to believe there's an actual wolf.
Absolutely. And at the same time, WSR has, just came back from Mombasa for the 15th time.
Yeah. And if you, well, of course, the remote hunting ground. And by the way, he's caught. The guy is causing repos there, and everybody. You see, where we're heading right now, I think people are starting to realign themselves. Politicians have always.
Okay, but are we doing it the right way?
No, it has never been, because I told you two things, Jeff, last time we were here. You cannot talk about development, the Big Four agenda, and still talk about succession politics. Those two cannot rhyme. They cannot go on the same page.
No.
And that's why from time to time I think WSR, or our very good deputy president, has actually been saying, you know what, just let's concentrate on development. But the people behind him, are not listening to any of that. These are politicians. They want a stake come 2022. But just again touching on this thing of the Mau. I was listening to Murkomen yesterday when he was in Narok South, and this is where I was saying I wish he could move away from it, because Jeff, as much as we would say he's representing his people, he could be doing it, but he's doing it badly. It is okay, but he's doing it badly. It's the same way somebody can serve you, and tell you, Jeff, I'm going to make you the best meal that you've ever tasted. But the way he serves it, it is wrong. So you will not even feel as if that meal was well organized. So the way he disseminates information can actually create a lot of ripples. And you can see it's already started creating ripples between Jubilee and him as a Senate Majority Leader. So there are certain facts, Jeff, that we must agree with. One is that whatever happens, Mau must be conserved. It's no longer about politics. That's a fact. Our vegetation coverage is actually dwindling. Yeah. That is a fact. Yeah. Secondly, as the news we've been told by the World Bank, guess what? And the UK and DFID, Rwanda and Ethiopia are overtaking Kenya in matters coffee and tea. You never said this would happen. It has happened. If you look at the newspapers today, if you look at the international news, DFID have confirmed. And what are they telling Kenyans? You guys, you need to up your game. You need to continue seeing how you're going to increase your tea and coffee to good quality.
We're too busy building townhouses.
Exactly. The concrete jungle. Because we've gone back to back to back to back. It's become a serious politics from 1 year after an election year to the other 5 years. There's nothing much that we are doing. So as we politic, the region is upping the economic game. Where does that leave Kenya? That's why somebody was saying, you may politic for the next 5 years, but you may not have a country to run. Our economy will be in shutters. All right? So why can't we not just say, okay, even if it's not, okay, we can politic. Let's give development 3 years, Jeff. Because to Meshindwa, we've been beaten to give development 5 years, a 5-year term. Let's settle for 3 then. At least we get somewhere.
Before we take a quick break, Narima, Agenda 4, Big 4 agenda. Has it been hijacked?
Oh yeah. Who remembers the Big Four?
You know what I'm saying? By the way, can you name the Big Four? Can you name the Big Four?
You can name the scandals, the past 4.
Yeah. How many people can name the Big Four?
Very few.
Yeah, very few. You're right.
Yeah, we think of the scandals more, and yesterday the one for petroleum now has overtaken. Every other
adulterated
week
fuel.
a new one. Yeah.
Oh, Jeff, the one you took me back. I was watching you, and you said 270 million shillings for the Rurakaland was exchanged at a bureau in Nairobi. Bro, who has that kind of? You know what? Yeah. I'm retiring.
You've walked into a forex bureau, right? Wacha dunia isimame. Nishuke.
Who has that kind of cheese, man?
270
million US.
How do you
one bureau?
How do you walk out?
My friend. No wonder somebody called this a what economy? A bandit. Who has that kind of money lying around?
And then the so-called owner is defending all of this. I mean, what happened to us?
That guy was so high on crack. I don't know what he wasn't high, man.
Who bewitched us?
No, that's a joke. That's a joke. You want to spin your head? Government selling land. Government selling its own land to government and squeeze this government.
Three times.
Both.
3 times.
No, we need to get serious. Some of these things. We keep get serious.
But I don't know if we can.
No, we can.
But think about it. Like from the first corruption cases with what was it? The 1 million acre scheme under Jomo Kenyatta.
Yes.
Where millionaires or those who are leading grabbed plots of land in the millions, and it was supposed to be for farmers and to educate farmers to farm and build our economy. But when we start in independence from 63 from grabbing, how are we going to grow any different? It's like you're telling somebody to act differently in a house that they've always lived in to all of a sudden change the way they live. This is the house. Unless we demolish it and start over, there's no way we can talk about getting out of something we have always been in. This is us.
You see, Jeff, I was telling you, remember what I told you about competition being thrown out, being the first casualty in corruption?
Yeah.
You tell me, if a guy can move 270 million in a day, convert it into dollars, Jeff, why should you be working hard like this?
You know what I'm saying?
No, seriously.
I just pulled a shift last night.
I know.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was about to ask how many hours you sleep.
Yes.
Because man, like,
Can you imagine? So imagine
and
how
then I wake up.
imagine how sick I feel.
Exactly.
Or how sickening must be for people who are working hard every day.
Yeah.
Yes.
every day to make,
Exactly.
We're talking
Exactly.
about people who are losing their stalls. We're talking about people who come to work and they no longer have a place to work. Just because City Council has decided that this is now a road reserve and what you have done is illegal. And I've had people saying that it's the small man who suffers in this country. As long as you are poor, this country is a very terrible place to live in. But when you are rich, you will love Kenya.
Oh,
Truly,
absolutely.
Fully.
You just nailed it, Narima. You just nailed it.
You rich.
And I think the person whose foundation you are a part of, he must be very disappointed sometimes,
Frustrated.
Frustrated. There you go. Because he sees the potential of a place like Kenya, but he sees the madness of the people.
I'm telling you.
He sees the madness.
Oh, yes.
He says,
Oh, yes.
there was a great line in the speech in Johannesburg where he says, look, I'm making quite a bit of money right now. I can't believe I'm making this kind of money, but I'm not as rich as the people here.
Yes.
And then he goes on to say, how big a house can you build?
Yes.
Can you live in?
Imagine.
How I don't know what else he described. 2-3 things. And I said, what?
Yeah.
This guy gets it.
Yeah.
How many
Totally.
pants? How many?
Yeah. How many cars?
I had Manu Chandari on my show last week.
Oh, it was
You
amazing.
saw that, right?
That was a big one.
He
The guy
says
has 5 suits.
5 suits. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 suits, and if he buys a 6th, one of them is going. One of the suits is being given away.
Look at that.
He has 3 jackets. He has 5 pairs of shoes. Manu Chandari, probably the richest individual in this country.
I'm telling you. That's how they live.
Where did we go wrong, folks? I want to take a break, come back and talk about that. And also, hey man, it's not just Jubilee. NASA is tearing itself apart.
What happened to
NASA was already broken.
Is Weta in or out?
He was out a long time ago.
NASA
January
dead.
30th.
NASA died. NASA dead. NASA's not coming back no more.
Just like the line in the movie Apollo 13, Houston, we have a problem.